everyone, it's Dawn. In this video, I'm showing you what props are needed for a restorative yoga home practice. These are the props that I reference in my restorative yoga videos on my channel. Most of these props are common yoga props that can be purchased, but you absolutely don't need to purchase props. You can use anything you have in your home that has the ability to support your body and create the shapes that are necessary for you to feel comfortable. You can use my suggestions as a guideline, then get creative with what you find in your home. Any tips I give you throughout all my videos can be used in most poses. For example, if you find that you like using a blanket to support your knees every time you do a pose, but I don't suggest it, definitely use a blanket. Just find your comfort zone. The main goal in every single pose you do is to make sure your body is 100% cozy, supported, and comforted, so you can rest and relax. It's also important to practice self-awareness. So listen to your body if you're experiencing pain or discomfort. And I say that not only for this practice, but anytime. Pain and discomfort is your body speaking to you and telling you that something is not right. So listen to that. This is not a grunt and bear the pain experience. The props are here for us so we can avoid discomfort and create a shape with ease. We're inviting the body to open, rest, and release. So you can ask yourself questions like, what props does my body need to feel relaxed? What props does my body need to feel no discomfort? Does my body like this pose? If not, try another variation. Things like that. Just practice self-awareness. I'm guiding you into these shapes and making suggestions, but it's up to you to find your comfort zone. So keep trying new things and use more props when needed until you dial it in. I also suggest trying a pose a few times before you decide you don't like it, unless you're absolutely positive you just don't like it. And if you have any questions, you can ask in the comments below. Now, I know you're probably thinking, wow, this is a lot of props. And it is, but obviously I'm sharing with you all the props I use to feel comfy in my home practice. Yours will look different. And sometimes you need tons of props and sometimes you don't. And you can create any practice you want. If you always want to use minimal props, then stick with the poses that use minimal props. Do what works for you. But I promise it's all worth it. And once you find your groove with the best props and poses for you and your comfort, it will start to become simple and flowing to set up. So I'll go over the props I have here, which is what I will reference in my videos. And then I have a few separate clips after this showing you how to create alternative props if needed. So let's get started with some of the smaller props. So here we have a yoga strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt. Then so necessary is an eye cover. So eye mask or anything you have that can create darkness. So washcloth, towel, anything you have to cover your eyes. This is a bag of rice, Ziploc bag with rice. You can put beans in it or sugar, anything that's going to create a weighted effect. So typically I'll just suggest putting it over the lower abdomen because it helps us have a more grounded experience. And when we feel grounded, we feel more present and relaxed. And then a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can always grab a few books, ideally hardcover, maybe tie them up so they don't move around, and you have a block. And then I have a chair here. This is not a traditional yoga chair. This is something I use for outdoors, but I took it into my practice and I just took off the back, and it's perfect for using it for some of the poses where I want to have my legs elevated. And then I put the props here, have my legs on top, and that's why you want the back removed, so you have space for your legs and feet. Then we have the round bolster, which is quite firm. In the other clips, I will show you how to create an alternative to the round bolster. And then we have the rectangular bolster, which is also quite firm. And I will also show you how to create this shape with alternative props. And this here is a wool blanket that I folded in thirds to create the shape. So I'll use that later to show you. And then here we have a rolled up blanket. So sometimes we need this roll for support on our ankles or other things. And then I have a few different blankets here. These are a little bit more firm. These are just slightly more soft, and then these are super soft. So again, these help. I have these to help create alternative shapes or to just use as support in different ways. And then I'm going to show you how in the other clips how to fold these blankets, so that way when I reference it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'll show you how to fold these. And then these are just cozy blankets to cover the body. It's whatever you love to feel super cozy and warm and comfy. And then I have just a variation of pillows for added support. So that is about it. So now we're going to move on to the clips showing alternatives for these yoga props. Now I'm going to show you how to fold the blankets a few different ways, which I'll be referencing for the poses. So we'll be starting with the standard fold. Take your blanket and fold it in half. I've already done that once. And then you're going to fold the blanket in half again. And then you fold it in half again. Standard fold blanket. Okay? One more time. Take the blanket, fold it in half, and fold it in half again this way. And then fold it in half again, creating this shape. Okay, standard fold. Then for the single fold, we're going to take our standard fold and we fold it in half again. So now we have a skinnier, rectangular, flat shape. Single fold. Okay, and now we're going to do the double fold, which will take the standard fold and we'll fold it in thirds. So I have these tassels I kind of need to work around a little bit, so I'll just tuck those in. So that's folding it in a third and then folding it in a third again. Okay, that is the double fold. So still a rectangular long shape, just a little bit bulkier. I'm just going to do that one more time. So standard fold, we're going to fold it in thirds. Fold it once that way and then once that way. So each fold is going in towards the middle of the blanket. Okay? Then we've got the last one, which again, we start with the standard fold and we're gonna make a long roll. Then just start rolling it nice and tight. Now we've got a long roll. This one, obviously not a flat rectangular shape. We have a round, long roll. So those are the standard fold, single fold, double fold, and the long roll. Now here are a few suggestions in case you don't have a flat rectangular bolster. I want to add that if there is one prop that you would like to purchase, this would probably be the one because it's very versatile. So first option, I took a wool blanket and I basically created the standard fold, and then I did the double fold. So it creates a nice, firm, rectangular shape, like the bolster. The next option would be to take a few blankets in the single fold and just kind of pile them up, however many you need for your body, right? Again, nice, firm, rectangular, flat shape. And then the final suggestion would be taking cushions off of your couch, especially if they're nice and firm cushions that are really going to give you solid support, would really be ideal. So those are the suggestions in case you don't have one of these. Now here are a few suggestions in case you don't have a round bolster. I have a few shapes here that would be perfect to roll inside of a blanket. Just take the mat, whatever mat you might have or shape, and just roll it inside, and voila, you have a bolster. You could also take the long roll that I showed you, creating these shapes, and then roll another blanket around that and another blanket around that, depending on how thick you want your bolster and how thick the blankets are, of course. So those are a few suggestions in case you don't have a round bolster. Now I'm going to show you how to support your head and neck. So we're going to start with the standard fold blanket, and you want to have the kind of most folded part of the blanket, that point facing towards you. And why we want it set up that way is so we're supporting our C7 vertebrae and a few vertebrae below that. So how to find that is just kind of take your fingers and run them down the back of your neck. And when you feel that little bump right there, that is C7. So we're supporting that and then a few more below it. So when we lay down, we're laying down on that point, making sure it's supporting that area. You can just kind of feel back there, making sure it's right where you want it. And then you can take the blanket and just kind of tuck it around your head, making it feel nice and cozy. And then last but not least is your foundation for your restorative yoga home practice. So you can use a mat, a rug, blankets, towels, whatever it is that you have to bring you comfort and support. It's ideal if you are able to just leave out your mat so you can just kind of like slide right into these poses and you don't have to do too much setup. But if you're not able to do that, at least having things kind of tucked away in a corner that are easily accessible. So you can just grab them and set them up with ease. You just want to make this as easy and as accessible as possible. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow and reach more people so they too can find relief. Thanks for watching and take good care of yourself.